Good afternoon, it's Judith and Desjardins and Lakota Joy. I'm about to start juicing prior to my next infusion on Monday. This is Thursday. I really hate having to go for an infusion, but I'm going to make the best of it by juicing all the vegetables. This will be Lakota's first time watching Mommy do all the juicing. So we're all lined up with our prepared, washed vegetables, our trusty juicer, our containers to put all the juice in. And so let's give it a go and see what little boy does. He's pretty darn good about accepting noise and stuff like that. So I'm going to zip into this and try to do it as efficiently as I can. Makes it easier. I plan to freeze the big container and have the single quart size available. I know I'm not going to want to do this in the 6 to 10 day recovery period with all kinds of nasty side effects. So let's get going and see how little boy relates to this. I'm going to start with a lot of the big carrots. I'm going to add cucumbers at this point because they're really fast. Want to make sure my camera angle is getting all of this. Okay, let's add some more stuff. I want to add this Swiss chard because I haven't been getting enough leafy greens, and this is a real fast way to do it. A mixture in colors, which is neat to see. I'm going to be pouring this first into the big pitcher I have over here so we can see the combination of ingredients. This little boy is super bright, and he loves to watch what's going on. Australian Shepherds are herding animals whose sole purpose in life is to herd things and to please their masters. Whoops, whoa, that was me, not Lakota. I'm going to be pouring my juice over here, and I want to get that shot. It's best to load it in before it gets filled to the top. Watch these pretty ingredients when they go in. Now this doesn't look too pretty because I added so much Swiss chard to the carrots. But you're going to see when I do a bunch of carrots and a bunch of beets that this is going to get really quite beautiful. And again, this is going to go really fast, and I have an avid watcher. So let's add some of the other fun Again, I'm going to pour this off. While it's not too full, and that has much less opportunity to splatter over the kitchen. I don't know if you noticed, but I put down parchment paper on my countertop to prevent a mess being on the white tile. What I'm going to do now really quickly is to peel the skin off of my clean beets. These beets make magic out of the juicing. I very well could feed the beet skins to Lakota because he's on a raw food diet and he has vegetables. I may save those shavings for him. That's kind of a cool idea. Little beets. I'm going to use a bunch of beets because they have so many healing properties to them, and I'm going to be having 2 different types of chemotherapy on the 9th of June and the 30th of June, which are going to really wreak havoc with my immune system. So I want to give my body every chance. I hated beets as a child. I don't even know if my parents served them. But the idea of beets was awful. And as an adult, especially as a cancer patient, I've noticed how wonderful they are. And they have strong mojo in terms of restoring the gut microbiome. I got one more in my deal here. Let's get them all ready. I'm going to be using also celery, which is great. I did the cucumbers. I did zucchini. I'm going to be using about 5 pounds of carrots. Now watch the magic as I cut and add these beets because it's pretty darn swell. Little Lakota is truly a food hound, and he wants a little bit of everything. But I've done a pretty good job of teaching him at 4 months to sit, which he's doing, hoping for a little handout as Mommy prepares the beets. He's such a precious boy. You gotta wait, baby, and Mommy will cook some of these. It's better to give them cooked vegetables than all raw. I'll do this. Beets are kind of like apples. I'm going to take a little bite and just show you. Oh, little puppy wants. I'll give him one. See what you think, baby. Mom's going to try it too. Okay. Let me give you a little more. It's like, heck, man, I love them. All right, let's add beets. I'm going to lift the camera so you can see the deep red flavor. Don't be dismayed if your hands get red. I freaked out the first time thinking that it wouldn't wash off, but it does. If you do it right away, it's all the easier. I'm going to quickly get out some celery because that's the triune ingredient. Beets, carrots, celery, cucumbers, zucchini. This is all totally healthy. Each one of these has their own gift that they bring to the party in terms of detoxifying your body of all the toxins. Oh, these things are so hard to open sometimes. I buy mostly organic vegetables because I'm fortunate enough to be able to afford them, and they prevent your body from having to deal with pesticides and sprays and things that most farmers have to use to keep their products good. I also buy a lot of things from the farmer's market, fresh, which I love to do. You want to wash the celery. The inside parts are divine. They're so sweet and soft. Look at that. You only have to imagine how this is going to help your gut microbiome survive during the terrible 2 chemos. Okay, here we're going to go and put them in really fast. Again, my little boy is all ears and eyes, hoping for a handout. He really studies whatever I do and likes to understand it. another important part of the process. Uh-oh. I forgot to put a bag in the refuge part. So all of this is not going to be wrapped in plastic as usual. And you're going to see, let me remove this first. This is pure essence of the juice right here. Look at that beautiful color. I'm going to pour it into my large container, or I think I'll put some in each of the smaller containers because I want to make sure they all have equal parts. All of this froth is just so beautiful, and it will change the coloring. I always want to lick that top part and not waste a bit of it. But now I have to show you some of the mechanics. So we have separated the bulk in this container, and we have to clear it out. So what I do is, oh, it's not bad. This is the refuge, which is really, it's really good to eat it by hand. In fact, I'm going to put this in a little bowl and have that as a snack later, because you're getting the intense parts of what were ground down, and this you generally throw away. I'm going to put a little bit of it in the container. And you can add this to a salad just as a topping. Everything that I've blended so far is right there. I forgot, I have to add apples to sweeten this juice. I'm glad that I had to pause and think about that, or else it would have been... I've never had it without adding the sweetness of apples or pears. I don't add berries, but I'm also going to turn this bucket upside down and empty the contents this way. So I have room for more. It's weird, but carrots tend to really dry out. Oh, don't fall on me and make a mess. I think I have a little ADD, so it's very important for me that I go slowly and pay attention, because if I don't, if I'm doing too much at once, I get a split focus, and that's when I make messes. So I have to do that when I'm doing a new recipe. I have to go very, very slowly and make sure I'm getting all the ingredients. But this is what the whole bag looks like. I don't know if you can see in there. I don't want to make a mess and drop it, so I won't. I'm just explaining it. Next, I'm going to get some apples, and that's going to really sweeten up the mix. And while I'm at it, I'm going to take another bag, and this time I'm putting it to collect everything in here and make my job easier on the back end of this. I must give kudos to little Lakota because he's only 4 months old, and yet he's so darn peaceful and generous to help me with what I'm ever doing. He's just the coolest little guy you can imagine, and I love him dearly. So, let's see. Reattaching the top here, which I've done, and then you slide this arm up to lock it in place. Add your pitcher to receive the juice. I'm going to grab apples really fast. I'm going to add 2 large apples, which is enough to really sweeten the mix. You want to wash them just under cold water. All I'm going to have to do is core the apples. Definitely he's going to want to have some of the apple things. So let's get the focus on the process. And I will give the little boy some slices to reward him for helping me. He will often take a kiss as a reward, but I think it's important to do it with food as well. This is the part that you should see from the distance because he loves to get up on his hind feet. No. Let's sit. Sit for Mama. Thank you. No. Sit. That wasn't exactly a sit, mister. We're modeling good behavior for the doggies out there. You stay sitting. You don't want the core to go in or the seeds, so I'm just eliminating that. Okay, good sit. Very good boy. Thank you, helper. Thank you, my helper. So let's zip these through. Sit. Good boy. Okay. A lot of people don't know that it's good to give animals vegetables, but that is the diet in the wild. They don't eat grain. And it's very healthy. I give him a full carrot to munch on. Wait, baby. Wait. And that he will demolish a whole carrot with... No, sit down. Sit down. He will demolish it with his little puppy teeth. Sit. Good sit. Sit. There we go. Thank you. As I said before, Australian Shepherds are extremely intelligent. And so he will know what's happening the next time I get the machine out. What I don't want him to do, which he was doing in the first 2 weeks that I had him, was jumping up. Sit. Good. Okay, that's it now. Mommy's back to business. All right, let's get a shot of the apples going in. Add a few more carrots. I forgot about that. The big ones. The big fat ones. Again, you see the wonderful mixture of colors, which is so healthy and neat. And there's little boy who's been helping me for 27 minutes without a whimper. And I'm going to show just pouring those into the containers, and then we'll call it a wrap. This process takes time, but when you're fighting for your life as a cancer patient, you want more time to be alive. And to do that, you as a patient have to counteract all the negative impact of the treatments that we endure to stay alive. So if I shake this up, it's the I'll clean that up myself. When you drink this juice, it's like drinking pure spring water. It's so sweet and refreshing. And that's our video today. And this is one last look at my divine helper, Lakota Joy, and Mommy's healthy juice to stay alive. Thanks for visiting with us. We love you and send blessings to all cancer patients around the world. Thank you.